More than 2,000 FBI agents and New York City police officers are sifting through evidence from the World Trade Center attack. A major sweep for evidence was completed today. Items found since the attack include a passport apparently belonging to one hijacker and parts of at least one airplane, parts that you will see later in this story. Over the last few days, we have spent time inside the New York Police Department's investigation with the city's police commissioner, Kerik. We went with Kerik to the place they call Ground Zero and to the heart of his emergency operations center. This is the war room, and this is the first time since the attack that the public has seen the NYPD's command and control center.
Attention! Take your seats. Relax. Take your seats.
In command, Police Commissioner Kerik. He's been on the job 1 year and was very nearly killed in Tuesday's airstrike. Up on the wall is his most wanted poster. Kerik wants the voice and data recorders from the planes, and he's pressing his men to find them.
Presently, there were building searches being done by two details.
They finding anything?
Well, yeah, they're finding some stuff, and they actually found some plane parts.
Right.
Found some body parts. It's all being turned over.
Kerik is briefed hour by hour on the wounds of New York City.
The 2 o'clock casualty report. Right. We've got identified 26 parts and 99 bodies for a total of 125. Still unidentified 64 pieces for a total dead 189. Unidentified parts 784. Reported missing. That number's gone down to 4953.
Those numbers are constantly updated. On this mountain of misery, one policeman said, "What we're calling bodies aren't really bodies. We can't even find concrete. It's just dust."
That's all that's left.
Commissioner Kerik took us down to Ground Zero, where it is now believed more than 5,400 people are entombed. He now believes that number, based on missing persons reports, will be very close to the final toll. Based on what you know now, my sense is the number isn't going to go to 7, 8, 9, 10,000 dead.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
In addition to all the search and rescue work we see, there's also a search for evidence here.
Our primary concern as far as evidence goes is the black box, the data recorders. Maybe some material things that's related to the hijackers. In fact, the passport for one of the hijackers was found some 3 or 4 blocks away. If you look at this, you wouldn't believe you could find anything. They're finding the most minute things, personal belongings, pieces of evidence, body parts. They're finding it all.
And last night, we saw parts of one of the planes in this FBI evidence area. Buckets holding a few torn chunks of fuselage and a tire from the landing gear. Where is all this material going?
It's taken out to Staten Island. In Staten Island, there's a whole crew of detectives and FBI agents. And then they basically spread it all out, and they sift through with rakes and shovels and different tools to make sure that they don't miss anything.
You know, even standing here, looking at all of this, it's so hard to believe that it actually happened. You must be so angry.
Angry's, it's sort of a nice way to put it. I have 23 guys in there somewhere. Some of them I know personally. There are over 300 firemen. And there's a number of civilians. I'm angry. I'm as angry as every other American that watched those towers come down. I'm as angry as the president. I'm as angry as the mayor.
Kerick and the mayor, Rudy Giuliani, were almost killed here. Shortly after the first tower was hit, they went to a fire department command post. Minutes after they left, everyone at the command post was killed in cascading debris.
I would have bet my life that that couldn't happen or wouldn't happen. But it did, and you grow from it. You learn from it.
Kerick is a quick study, but it's mostly street smarts. He's a high school dropout who joined the Army's military police and since then has spent his whole life in law enforcement.
Good morning. I'm not going to take up much of your time.
That's why, even though he may know better, he won't give an inch on the fate of his missing officers.
They're still down there. I am optimistic. I still have hope. Who knows how long it can last? Who knows how long they can be down there and survive? There's 6.5, 7 floors below ground level at that site. There are voids, there's vacuums, and I'm praying to God that that's where they are.
Last night, they reached the lowest floors of the basement and still no sign of life. Among the rescuers, there is battle fatigue now, and Kerick comes down often to rally his cops for one more 12-hour shift on the mountain.
What's up, guys? How you doing? All right? How you doing? Hey, how are you? How you doing?
Just made it down along.
Night and day, the police officers, firefighters, and paramedics are found, and some are borne away from this battlefield wrapped as heroes. After this, policing in New York City will never be the same.
We're at war now, and your city is always going to be a target in that war.
Yeah. We have to send a message. The message has to be, you hurt us, we hurt you back tenfold.
It is a new day in this country. There are F-15s flying combat air patrol over Manhattan Island. There are gunboats in the Hudson River. Have we reached a point now, Commissioner, where the military is going to be involved in the security of our cities in addition to police forces like yours?
Well, I don't think they're going to be involved on a daily basis, but I think they're going to be there when needed. The president is determined to put every resource available to make sure that the people responsible for this, and anybody that has this in mind, I think is going to change their mind from doing it in the future.
What do you say to New Yorkers? What do you say to other Americans who aren't so sure they're safe anymore?
I'd say the same thing that you tell someone when they're getting a really bad car accident. You don't stop driving. You got to get back in that car, you got to start all over again, and you got to do it better the next time. That's what we have to do now. We have to send the cowards that did this the message, we're not going to tolerate it, we're not going to be intimidated by terrorism, we're not afraid of you.
There is new evidence of the fear on board the aircraft. Sources close to the investigation now say the remains of a second person have been found with their hands tied. Another pair of hands bound together were found earlier. It is all part of a picture emerging in the greatest murder case in our history.
Commissioner, you're spending a lot of time collecting evidence and analyzing the debris for evidence, but the president's taking the country to war over this. Do you actually anticipate at some point there being trials?
If we bring the people back, yes, there'll be trials. Perhaps we won't. Perhaps they won't make it back.
You'd like to see a trial?
I'd like to see justice served. That's what I'd like to see.
One way or the other?
One way or another.
Many of those